Well, if you haven't already, you've probably received your W-2s from your employer, and it's time to figure out what you're supposed to exactly do with them when it comes to filing your taxes. Rachel Pappy, she's the partner and vice president of Polston Tax Resolution and Accounting. She's going to let us know now that it's the end of January, are we actually allowed to start filing our taxes and getting ready for that huge return we've been waiting on? Is it season?
Yes, so tax season opened officially January 29th, so you can start filing your tax return, and I would recommend it. If you file early, it can help prevent other people from using your social security number and filing a fake return to get a refund, which is a big problem. It's been a big problem for the last several years. We've had fraudulent returns filed from all over the country. So the IRS may receive a return that's got Mitch on it, and it's got your social security number with another address and another bank account number to get a refund from some income.
Okay, so and just to recap that, if you get in early, it's kind of like been claimed. And then somebody else tries to steal, and it's like, oh, that person, it'd be easier for them to catch that other person that's trying to do fraudulent
Exactly.
things.
And so many people file closer to the April 15th deadline, which this year is actually going to be April 17th. There's a little bump because of Emancipation Day, which is a holiday. But the people who file closer to that day tend to get flagged because it's the second return that the IRS is receiving with these social security numbers.
Okay, all right, so keep in mind, early is best, making sure that you're prepared, you're ready for it. What are some big mistakes, though, people do make on their tax returns?
So the list of mistakes is long, and there's not a lot of time to go through all of them, so I'll keep it this short. One thing people forget a lot is income that they've earned, and that might sound crazy, but there's a lot of people that work at all these different jobs, maybe so for example, maybe a painter, or maybe someone in oil and gas, or maybe someone in construction. You may pick up several jobs throughout the year and just forget where you worked. If that's the case, the IRS does have those records, but really won't have them available for you till about July or August. So try as hard as possible to remember all that income you did earn, because if you file the return without that income, you actually get penalized for failing to report it.
Okay, and keep that in mind that if you've moved, those W-2s might have been mailed to. Right. So you might want to contact your employer and say, hey, I've moved since the last time we talked. Okay.
Exactly.
You know, and those mistakes that people make, but it also comes along with the changes. There are some changes this year, right?
Yes, so there's changes. The changes aren't as big as people think. One thing I want to clear up is there was a survey done I saw that said 41% of Americans believe that the Tax Cut Jobs Act is going to affect their 2017 tax return. It actually primarily is going to affect their 2018 return. There's some things in that act that are going to be retroactive, which means it's going to apply to the return you're about to file for 2017. One of those, for example, is the medical deduction. So the medical deduction has been changed, and it's going to be retroactive to 2017 on the return that you can file now. Another one is standard deduction has been increased for inflation, so that's good. Another one is there's a different phase out on income for personal exemptions, and the list of small changes is long. Small things like that, where IRA contribution income amount has been increased, but nothing that's, I would say, you've got to watch out for this one specific thing. Most importantly, I just want everyone to know that Tax Cuts Act really is going to apply to your 2018. So I would recommend everyone start making plans now.
Well, and you say make plans because this year with those acts, you might see a difference in your paycheck or whatever. You might want to prepare, obviously, for the next year. And that's actually what a tax professional can actually do for you. Some of the advantages. What are some other advantages?
Right, exactly. So a tax preparer, you have to imagine, this is all we do all year round. All year round. January till December 31st, we're preparing tax returns. And so we're familiar with all the tax laws for every year. We're familiar with how to take advantage of it, how to maximize your tax savings, how to legally allow you to pay the least amount. And then specifically, we know what to watch for. We know the mistakes or the things that people forget about. Maybe it's a student loan deduction. Maybe it's mortgage interest. Maybe you moved. Maybe you got married. Maybe you had professional legal expenses. that you don't even think to report on your tax returns. So tax preparers, professional tax preparers like Polston Tax, we are looking for all those things and are organized in asking those questions.
You guys are the big rock stars, everybody, for 4 months out of the year, but they're rock stars year round, all the other months as well, and they're there waiting to help you. Polston Tax Resolution and Accounting. They have 5 locations in Oklahoma City, Edmond, Norman, Tulsa, Wichita. You can call them at 405-801-2146. They also assist clients nationwide. There's several ways you can get in touch with Polston Tax Resolution and Accounting. Just look for Polston Tax on all social media. Their website is polstontax.com.